Hey there, fellow travelers. It's finally happening, Mavuika is almost here. After all that time farming artifacts, saving primo gems, and carefully planning your pulls, the big moment is just around the corner. But here's the real question, should you go for her C1 Constellation or pull for her signature weapon? Both of these upgrades are amazing, and choosing the right one can be tough. Don't worry, though, I've got you covered. Let's break down both options so you can make the best decision for your team. Quick reminder, if you want to take part in my Welcome Moon giveaway, make sure to check out my previous video for all the details. But now, let's dive into the exciting stuff, Mavuika. So, you pulled Mavuika, and she's already looking like a powerhouse, right? But her C1 Constellation can really take her to the next level. With C1, her maximum Night Soul points increase by 120, and her fighting spirit fills up 25% faster. This means she'll be able to use her powerful abilities quicker, making her rotations smoother and more effective in battle. But wait, it gets even better. Every time Mavuika gains fighting spirit, her attack goes up by 40%. That's a huge increase in damage. If your team doesn't have strong Natlan supports like Xylonin or Lolly, unlocking C1 will help you a lot. With C1, Mavuika's performance will be much more reliable and efficient, especially in long fights. You'll notice about a 10% increase in overall damage, which can make all the difference in tougher battles. Now let's talk about her signature weapon, 1,000 Blazing Suns. This weapon is amazing. It has a base attack of 741 and gives a bonus 11% crit rate. But the real magic happens when you use Mavuika's elemental skill or burst. When you do, her crit damage goes up by 20%, and her attack increases by 28% for 6 seconds. But that's not all. If you land normal or charged elemental attacks during those 6 seconds, you can extend this buff by another 6 seconds. That means you could get a full 12 seconds of boosted damage, non-stop. This makes Mavuika's damage output even higher and more consistent. Now here's the real kicker, when Mavuika enters her Night Soul Blessing state, all of these buffs get a massive 75% increase. This means her attack and crit damage buffs will be even stronger than ever before, turning her into an absolute powerhouse. And while this weapon is designed to shine the brightest on Mavuika, it's still a great option for other DPS characters who need more damage and crit rate. Now comes the hard part, deciding which upgrade is the best for you. If your team is lacking strong fighting spirit generators like Xylonin or Lolly, then her C1 Constellation might be the better choice. With C1, Mavuika's ability to generate fighting spirit becomes much faster, so she can deal more damage in less time. If you don't have these Natlan characters, you'll really appreciate the boost that C1 provides. If you're free to play, you can try using Kachina as a support to help generate fighting spirit, but it's not nearly as effective as Xylonin or Lolly. So, if you find that your team's rotations are a little sluggish or your damage output isn't as high as it could be, C1 is definitely worth considering. On the other hand, if your team already has decent fighting spirit generators and you're looking to give Mavuika a huge boost in raw damage, her signature weapon is an amazing option. 1,000 Blazing Suns gives her a massive increase in crit damage and attack, even compared to other high-tier weapons. If you don't have a good weapon for Mavuika yet, this one is worth pulling for. Before you decide, here's a little pro tip, Mavuika's banner is running at the same time as Lolly's banner. And trust me, Lolly is one of the best support characters in the game, especially for teams using Melt or Freeze. If you can, prioritize building your team around Lolly first. She's just so good at boosting your damage and keeping your team alive. After that, you can focus on Mavuika's upgrades. The decision depends on your team and your playstyle. Try testing your team's rotations. Does fighting spirit feel slow or clunky? If so, C1 will greatly affect how quickly Mavuika can deal damage. But if you're just looking for straight-up damage power, her signature weapon will boost her raw damage output by a lot. Remember, Genshin Impact is about finding what works best for you and your team. So think about your current setup and what your team needs most, and then choose the upgrade that will help you the most. So, what about you? Are you going for Mavuika's upgrades, or is Seat Lolly your top priority? I'd love to hear your thoughts, let me know in the comments. And if you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Genshin tips and guides. Thanks so much for your support, and good luck on your pulls.